you have any message you delivered today?
To the pitchers and catchers? No, I want my pitching coach to be heard, his voice to be heard. He's obviously the new pitching coach here, so I thought that was super important for him to address the group. And with Bushy and Colby there as well, Caleb obviously here, and I think it was really important for not only the guys that have been here, but the new players as well to know Jordan, get to know Jordan, and to figure out who he is, and again hear his voice.
So you're going to save your message for the full team?
Yes.
Could you even go to the meeting?
Yeah, and I was there. Yeah, we were all there. Yeah, we were all there. It was just I just thought it was important for him to address the club, or the pitchers and catchers.
So but still, you're going to go watch him. So, it's day one. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but what do you expect to see or hope to see?
You don't make the team the first week. You could definitely not make the team the first week if you go too hard, too fast, and the last thing we want is any sort of injury. So I think it's there's a lot of guys have been here for a while. A lot of guys live here, obviously, too. So I've had those built-in relationships with Jordan, and Colby got here pretty early. So I mean, there's guys that I'm excited to see throw off the mound for the first time live. I've seen a lot of video, so I'm looking forward to see Collier throw. I'm looking forward to seeing Cal throw. I'm looking forward to see Evo throw. So there's guys that are out there that are I've seen from afar, but being right next to it or right behind, it will be fun to watch. I do think that I sit and watch probably differently than most. I mean, I'm either behind the catchers or behind the pitchers, locking in and seeing everything, or on a knee. I'm just trying to figure out. It might be a terrible way to scout sometimes, but when I was in the box, could I hit him or not? And I can't hit anybody now. But it is fun to see. Oh my gosh, this would be really tough to hit. And everybody feels that way nowadays. Quite honestly, but it is something I do still enjoy doing, trying to put myself back in that spot to see what it would be like and how difficult it would be if you were still in the box.
So you drove over yesterday, right?
Yes.
That's a good time to think. I know you like to think. What did you think about on your way over here?
I left at 3 a.m. And I think at that time it was more of a number of different emotions, right? Like excitement leaving and coming here, sad leaving your family, and having a senior and a sophomore back home and kind of missing the next 4 months, but super excited to get this thing going, and meeting a lot of these new players, trying to figure out how to deliver the message, early on, making sure our staff is, ready to go, and getting that initial meeting over with my staff, and making sure that, they understand kind of where I'm coming from, and getting to know me, and I think there's a lot as far as lots to be said about culture, and I know that's been a big topic, but I do feel the relationships started months ago, but when you're in the grind with guys at 5:30 in the morning and then 5 at night is when that can be the separator.
And so you did have a meeting with your staff.
Yes.
And the message to the staff is important as a message to the team. So what comes out of your meeting with your staff today?
Well, I want them to remember how important or how impactful it was for a player to come in and a coach grabbing them and saying, "Hey, I got something for you today." Because every player here is still evolving, still learning, still growing, and I don't want anybody here just to be here for a job and checking a box. That's not who I hired. That's not who I wanted as a coach. And I just remember when Mark McGuire was my hitting coach, or Jose Oquendo was my infield guy, and they grabbed me at 6:30 in the morning and they told me something, right when I walked in the door. That meant I was on their mind all night. and they were grinding and looking at me, trying to, get me better. And I was like the 25th guy in the roster, right? So if we can have that sort of impact, throughout this camp, I think we're going to be great. And I think the last thing that you want to do in this industry is stand still. Like that, you cannot do that. And I don't want any of our coaches to feel like, that they can't teach, these guys, because even the best players in the world that are on our team are still wanting to figure out how they can become all-stars, Hall of Famers, or, whatever their motivation is.
Was that the most important thing you'll do today?
So far, yeah. You never know what happens organically, right? I mean, that was the most important planned thing, But there could be a player that comes in my office, and that might be the most important. I do feel like when a player does come in my office, that's the most important part of their day. That's not easy to do. So I always remember that.
So putting names to faces, how long does that take?
Yes. Yeah. I haven't introduced myself twice yet. I did that last year here to Jacob Latz last year. That was humbling, to say the least. He's like, dude, you already met me. I was like, yeah, you're right. So I'm trying to, again, the video work and all this stuff is one thing, but when they're in street clothes and don't have a hat on, all that stuff, they just look different. And so I just have to keep, hopefully I don't have to keep reintroducing myself and making it uncomfortable, but so far so good.
Wait, what was humbling?
When Jacob Latz told me you've already introduced yourself to me last year. Yeah.
So you did that this morning?
No. Last year. Last year I introduced myself twice to Latz.
Okay.
Because he was out of his uniform, and so I'm trying not to do that again. Yeah.
I think it's just a good rule to not talk to them if they're not in uniform.
Well, I try. You see them so early in the morning that's almost impossible. Yeah.
What was Teagues' message with the pitchers and catchers this morning? I know you said he mostly spoke, so what was that like?
I think just kind of laying the foundation of, again, like I talked about earlier, you're not making the team the first week. Don't be throwing 100 miles an hour the first game or the first day on your side or in your live. We're going to do PFPs. Let's not blow out. Trying to get to the bag. Super quick. But I think there's just a lot of little things that we're talking about of, kind of the what to wear, shoes, that type of stuff, just so we don't, always cleats, the little things that we're trying to, but then also, I think he's just trying to make sure that they understand, their scheduling and all that stuff. So there's not these, hard hitting, quotes that you're going to put on a wall or anything. And that's not what he was looking to get to. It was just kind of addressing the team early on, first day, and making sure they understand where they need to be, what we expect out of them, but not this, crazy philosophy right now. Yeah.
But I'm stuck on this, the first interaction that you had in front of the team, and granted, not all your position players are here, and I know they're not in the pitchers meeting, or were they? I don't know if they were in that meeting. Okay. But the first thing you did was actually nothing, that you listened.
I do that quite often. So I want my coaches to coach. I want their voices to be heard. I want, you can ask the coaches that have been here, that are here now, that were with me before. Most of the hitters meetings, Pipe is addressing the team. If I need to go over the top and address something that's I'm not happy about or something, then absolutely. But for right now, I want my coaches to coach and be heard.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. It's like the first time you're in front of the team, and the first thing you do is, okay, it's like action to what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the bigger meeting in the 15th is where, I'll be addressing the team and that kind of thing. But, a lot of the pitchers are here, and I want them to learn our staff and the pitching coaches and start building that. I'm not going to be teaching much pitching stuff. So I think they need to be hearing from them.
a CEO then? Are you the CEO and you just let everybody else?
No, I mean, listen, everyone manages differently. Again, I don't ever want to be a micromanager, so I just let them do their thing and empower them to be really, really good at their job.
I think that's a win for you. Micromanaging. No good.
Not a huge fan.
Is anybody not 100% besides Bradford? Is Church not?
Church was sick today, so he just came in with like a cold. So he just stayed home today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's fine.
Otherwise, so far he's okay.
He's full go.
As of right now, he's okay. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but he's been sick, so.
All right.
And like I thought CY said at one point in time after sports was signed that he's going to be brought along kind of slow. Like I don't think you guys necessarily have him competing for an opening day spot. Am I?
You never know how this thing will go. It's play out. I mean, we still have a lot of time, but yeah, it's definitely a progression with him still. But I mean, he's been throwing off the mound, looks good. It's always how does he feel after that and recover. But talking with him yesterday, he felt really good. So I don't want to rule anything out because he feels really good right now, and you just never know how he looks here in a couple weeks.
And where Valdi and DeGrom are concerned, in particular, like how do you envision spring training playing out for them, given their age, given their injury histories, all of that? What extra steps, special steps will you guys potentially take with them?
I mean, it's all communication. I think there's, we'll start, similar to last year, a little bit later, for both of them. There's a very good chance that they'll be pitching the opening series, so just making sure that they're going to be ready to go there. And I honestly, they're both in a really good spot. They are coming into spring. I know it's cliche, but they're better than maybe they even felt last year, ready to go. So especially how Evo came back for ended last year to be full go this year is really, really encouraging. Obviously, you would never know that he had anything last year the way he's coming in. So again, we're going to be monitoring them just like everybody else in spring, but there's nothing to no concerns or anything right now. We're going to build them like they're going to be pitching opening week.
Thanks for that breaking news.
Shocker, isn't it?
The monitoring seemed to work pretty well with Jacob. I know he was coming back from TJ, and maybe you don't have to be as stringent on his innings during the season, but it seems like sometimes you guys might have to step in. Because he obviously wants to make 100 starts and throw 500 innings, but I mean, 175 that you got from last year was pretty good.
It was really good. Yeah, I think the plan that they implemented last year will be similar to what you see this year, and then maybe even more. We'll see what happens. But I think it was a really good plan of for Jacob. Obviously, a lot of communication involved. And again, these things are, I hate to say it, but they're fluid, but it is that's exact what it is. And I do feel that Jacob's in a really good spot, and I don't want to put a number of innings on him, but making sure that he can go the entire season and be ready for October is the goal.
And this is where I was going, like, I don't have any, definite information, but it seemed like last year the monitoring of DeGrom was early in the season, like there were pretty strict pitch limits and things like that, that maybe didn't apply to some of the other guys. Would you see that, when you say similar, is that what you're talking about? That for him it'll be similar, that the pitch limits will be more severely limited early? No, severe is not.
Yes,
the word,
I wouldn't say.
more
Yeah,
limited.
potentially. I think that's throughout the league, though, right? I mean, early on, I mean, you're not seeing guys going over 100 pitches, too often. So I do feel like you monitor them. There's a lot. If you look at the schedule, there's a lot of extra days that potentially could be built in. That both a lot of like all of these guys will end up getting, and so you kind of figure out who gets the most rest early on to recover the best, and then you see how he feels. I mean, I know there was a lot of 85 to 90 early on. Again, we'll be talking with him in spring training, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much different early on.
But would you expect the same thing with Evaldi?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you talked. According to him, probably not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Perfect.
All good?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Got it.
One day.